Nathaniel. Brother Nathaniel, you're a very compelling speaker.
Well, I have fun sometimes. I do have a sense of humor. I grew up with all the great comedians, like Jonathan Winters, like Red Skelton. Huh?
Brother Nathaniel, we're going to try to get you back for Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. I'm very excited for that. We'll work it out, and maybe you can give me some ideas on how to cover it, because there's a lot. It's a lot. Even just the first protocol.
Well, what's interesting about the protocols, they were the first one to popularize the word goyim.
Can you give us a quick preview, just like, short form mode, why you believe that the protocols are authentic?
Because there's so many layers of intrigue. There's so many layers of how to throw dust in the goyim's eyes. There's layers. A Gentile doesn't think that way, especially at that time. Because at that time, there was a very strong influence of the church, of right and wrong, of forthrightness, of true versus false. So a Gentile could have never written that and fabricated and pretend to be Jews, because a Jew could never even come close to moving into these layers of intrigue that you see throughout the protocols of the learned elders of Zion. That is your main tip-off right there. Now, there's many other reasons, but that is your main reason. Because the Jew is full of all layers of intrigue and deception. That's why they can play right. That's why they can play left. That's why they can play MAGA. That's why they can play human rights. They know how to do it. They are masters at it, because they look upon the goyim as being very easy to deceive, because they see the goyim as straightforward people, and they can be very gullible, and they can be sucked in to the Jew narration. So they used Trump, and they got Trump to get some very, Cyrus Venditti could tell you about this. He used a propaganda merchandising group that, wow, how is he going to reach the popular sentiment of America? How's he going to do that? Well, it was first drain the swamp, and he had other reasons, another means, another little thing, okay? No more wars, we've had enough war, whatever it was, okay? He was taught by the Jews where to go, and his main guy was Stephen Miller, his chief propagandist today. He's a Jew. He writes his scripts. So what happens as soon as Trump becomes president? He drops it. He throws bombs on Yemen. He's threatening Iran. It's just the opposite of everything he said he was going to do. Oh, well, I'm going to settle this Ukraine thing. How do you settle the Ukraine thing when you're still sending money and bombs and weapons? And you just have to look a little bit beyond the facade. You say, what the hell? And the Russians are going along with this? Yeah, because they don't want to look like the bad guys. Yeah, they're going to go along with it.
Do you believe Israel will strike Iran's nuclear facilities unilaterally?
They're trying to pull America into it. Israel does nothing without America. For intel, for weapons, for strategy.
What do you think if they're going to attack the nuclear facilities, like on their own? What do you think is going to happen?
I don't think it's going to happen, because, there's detente now between Saudi Arabia, the Gulf Arabs, the Emirates, with Iran. And they have made it very clear to Trump, behind the scenes, is that we don't want this war, because they're going to attack the bases here. And if they see that we're in any way complicit, or we're in any way involved or transit, we're going to get hit by Iran. Iran has hypersonic missiles that they got from Russia. So this is going to be a very serious thing. I don't think it's going to happen. I think this is just some kind of play to put pressure on Iran so they don't. They were, when Trump, negated the JCPOA, whatever the hell it's called, okay? They went, I think, from 6%.
And here we go, boys. Sorry, brother. Listen to this. These horrible DC killings based on